WASR KR. M10.
Helps if I don't have the safety on, huh?
Sometimes, but some guns not so much.
Clear.
Hi, this is Misha. And I thought I would just kind of briefly revisit and talk about the Romanian Cugir PM model 1990 rifles, often just called PM90, or rather my semi-auto facsimiles here. On the table, we have a newer production, WASR10. And below, we have something that was really only offered by Century for a couple of years. The WASR 1063 KR carbine. So, want to make your WASR a PM90? Easy. Put a folding stock on it. It's a right side folder. This is the kind of export AIMS version. There is a push button version as seen on the PA86. That's one feature. Another feature that makes a PM90 is a slant muzzle brake. Slant brakes did not come into use in manufacturing in Romania until the late 70s. Before that, they just used muzzle nuts. Cugir, of course, there was the revolution in '89. Cugir continued in the newly democratic Romania. Essentially, this was kind of repackaging the existing PM model 1963, PM63, in a slightly new guise. This is in 7.62x39. In Romania, these could have the dong type foregrip, but most often for export they have the more conventional AKM handguards. These are made of laminate wood. The PM90 is otherwise identical. It still has a 16.25-inch cold hammer forged chrome lined barrel, standard bayonet lug, standard length gas system. Really, it is the same gun, just with different buttstock and different muzzle device. So what about the PM90 short rifle and the WASR 1063 KR? It's a more interesting story. Most people in America would know this gun by the Draco nomenclature. That's the semi-auto pistol that's been available for a number of years. This began as the PM80 in 5.45. Later they would do the PM90 short rifle in 7.6239, and this would have a 12.5-inch barrel. It would have this combination front sight gas block device with kind of Chinese style hooded front sight. Interestingly, there are a couple of different lengths of gas system that appear on these. Of course, these would also come with folding stocks. The early PM80s would have a very unique left side folding stock. I've actually had those stocks before, but it's been many years and I don't think I have any left. They're basically an underfolding stock cut in half and folding to the left. The trunnion is kind of AMD 65 style. Very unique, very interesting. Also very flimsy because it's hollow tubular steel. So they went to the standard right side folding solid stock for the PM90 series, and that has been much more serviceable. Handguards on these can be several different styles. This is kind of the common one today. Kind of a slab side without the dong. There are some with the dongs as well, and bulge. This is kind of their commando gun. Now, let's keep one thing in mind. The PM90 designation isn't Romanian military, it's actually Cugir, although quite a few of these have been used by the Romanian military. So, what is the WASR10 63KR? This was only available back in 2008 and in the 2009 from Century. And that was really about it. Pretty much a flash in the pan gun. WASR KR. M10. Flipping our guns over here, we can look at the regular WASR with its dimpleless magwell, side scope rail, and phosphated finish. What the WASR 1063 KR was, they essentially took a Draco, or a PM90, front end with its short 12-inch barrel, shorter gas system, and they plugged it into a WASR style receiver. Notice no dimples and no scope rail. Oh, excuse me, scope rail. Whereas most of your Dracos don't have a scope rail. And that's really it. Everything from the back was standard WASR. From the front was a Draco. And then they put on this extension, which is welded in place to give it an overall barrel length of past 16. They sold these in two forms that I recollect. There was kind of a tactical version with Tapco collapsing stock and kind of the Tapco Galil style handguard. Then there was the more conventional version with this stock and either a standard or a dong type handguard. Again though, these are only available very, very briefly. It's kind of an odd little variant. That was back at a time when Cugir was building a lot of guns from military surplus kits. This was when the 1063 underfolders, some of the AS-10Bs built from PM64 kits. It's also the lowest point in pricing for the WASR series because they had very little cost associated with them. They were essentially recycling. They were basically kit building over in Romania. They were taking their military guns, stripping them off their full auto receivers, putting them on some auto receivers, and sending them over. While the Dracos are still available today, at least in limited numbers, the KRs have not been around for 10 years now. And this one actually came on our odd lots list late in 2009 when they were closing out the line. Anyway, if you had asked me about Dracos and the KR, so I thought we'd just have a little closer look. Nothing super special about it. But a very fun and actually a very reliable little gun this has been. I think the last time we shot it was during our Eclipse shoot last year. It comes out now and again. Just a fun little AK. And like I said, this is one of the newer WASRs. And since I did not have one set up as a PM90, that's what I did with this one. Funnily enough, these handguards have been with me a long time. They are Romanian. They came on my second SAR1. My first one came with the standard hardwood you saw. Late SAR1s had this kind of laminate oil finish wood, which I liked. And while the buttstock unfortunately met an untimely end, it split because of being laminate wood. The handguards have stuck around with me for a long time and have been on a few different guns. And are very appropriate for an export aim or aims, or in the case of the PM90, aimer, A-I-M-R gun. That's kind of what Cugir calls them. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this. Just thought I'd kind of do a very quick and dirty look at these guns. So if you see a KR, you might consider picking it up because they're not super valuable, but they are pretty uncommon to rare. And for more on a standard WASR, check out our hour-long video all about the history of WASRs. This is Misha. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also check out our Patreon page if you'd like to help support the channel. We will catch you very soon next time.